Alright, we're here for the third round featuring Grixis Control. Let's take a look at our opener. Won the die roll. This hand's pretty reasonable. I like it. Really love the draws that feature Snapcaster Mage and Thought Scour. I don't really like fetching basic Swamp. I guess we could go, depending on what he's playing, we can maybe fetch basic Swamp with Pluto Delta. We could also just get Watery Grave. Alright, looks like a mirror match. Alright, we'll go Steam Vents and maybe fetch Watery Grave or Swamp if we hit something off of it, like a Tassiger or Gurmag. We did not. We'll just play this, crack it. Go get a Watery Grave, I guess, since we have Cryptic Command, just to make sure we don't lack the ability to cast that. Alright, well, if he cracks his fetch here, we're probably going to play Snapcaster Mage. Alright, well, if he cracks his fetch, we're definitely doing it now. That way we get to play around Spell Snare and stuff like that. So, alright. Drew another land. That's not that bad. We have pressure on the board now. You know, he can just mirror us by doing the same thing. I guess we could have waited for him to get it tapped, but he could have just gotten it untapped. Perhaps that was a mistake. Alright, keeping our land drops, it's good. If he is playing Splinter Twin, which it's pretty unlikely since he has Tar Pit, he's more than likely just playing a Grixis Mirror. Vendillion Click or Snapcaster? Alright, well. The decks usually only play like one Dispel, but they play like two Spell Snares. So I think I'm actually comfortable using Cryptic Command when he can't Mana Leak or Remand, and hoping he doesn't have his one of Dispel. Getting full value off of that's usually pretty good. You want to get it in while you can. Alright, so he's casting some big doofus. We can hopefully win a counter war by going Terminate Mana Leak, but we may end up losing it. But we do have two Terminates, so. And he's not going to get to activate the Tassiger this turn. Can also just wait for him to fetch. If he doesn't fetch, it could be bad for us though. I think we definitely want to get a Swamp. We don't want to take too much damage. A lot of stuff to consider here. He's only got 4 cards in hand. He may crack his land to get a dual land. He might not though. Oh no, I milled over my Swamp. Aw, man, that's one of the downsides of playing Thought Scour, especially if you don't notice, but wasn't much we could do. We still had to play a fetch lane regardless. I'm going to go ahead and initiate now. I really don't want him to get an extra card out of his Tassiger. Alright, he doesn't have another Snapcaster to go for Snap Thought Scour, so that's reasonable. I guess we didn't have to, if I had waited to crack that probably would have been better, so we didn't take as much damage. Alright, we'll just go ahead and burn this Thought Scour. Drew an Angler. That might be pretty good. I think we're going to initiate on his turn though with a Snap Thought Scour. Or at least wait to draw a land so we can go Angler, Cryptic, Mana Leak. I mean, if he just doesn't do anything, yeah, Serum's okay. We want him to fight over the Snapcaster Mage so that we can resolve Angler. We definitely want to resolve our second Cryptic command as well, if we can. It's kind of funny how often it is incorrect to cast Serum Visions. Alright, we'll go for the Thought Scour. We could go Cryptic to just like bounce Tar Pit and draw a card. If this gets remanded, that would be a little gross. We can, I guess, Mana Leak the remand, so he doesn't draw a card and we get to draw a card. And Mana Leak just gets worse and worse as the game goes. Yeah. We'll fight over it. If he wants to fight over this, that's fine. We still have pressure in play. We can go Angler with Cryptic back up. Yeah, sure. Really wish we had drawn Kolaghan's command there. That would have been sweet. Get all these lands out of here. Make sure our Snapcasters are still good. Now we really don't want to run our Cryptic command into a Snapcaster and Dispel. So we also don't really want to loot away either of these cards, since that also taps us out. But Upkeep Terminate seems like what he's going for. And we really don't want to get Snapcaster dispelled, so we're just going to let it resolve, unfortunately. But I think it is correct to do so. Alright, we're fine looting that away. It leaves us where we can't play Cryptic in response to anything, but we want to turn this land into a spell if we can. Yeah, we're okay with that too. We could have counter draw and played around Mana Leak, and it also plays around Snapcaster Dispel. Alright, so we're gonna go Terminate and Cryptic Command here. Looks like he's casting Tasker or Gurmag. If all he does is activate Tasker, that'd be fine as well. If it is Tasker. Yep. So we're gonna let that resolve. We're gonna give him a Thought Scour back or something. Okay, he just doesn't use it, which is also fine. There's no way for him to punish us with Snapcaster Mage really, so I'll go ahead and use the Lighthouse, get rid of this Delta. He could play Vendilion Click, which would be a little annoying. Kolaghan's command, that's great. Snap Thought Scour would be fine. We get to kill it and get back a Snapcaster Mage. So he's getting back his Snapcaster Mage. Alright, I guess we actually have to discard Cryptic here because it's less value than Kolaghan Snapcaster, so. Alright, so we'll just do the same thing to him. If he has a second Dispel here, that would be super gross. Alright, he does not. So we can actually go snap Kolaghan's command, make him discard, get back another Snapcaster Mage. I like that a lot while he's mostly tapped out. But if he has a Spell Snare, that would be bad. But he does not. Yeah, so he gets to kind of do the same thing to us next turn, though. Wow, that was really stupid, actually. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was real dumb. He's just gonna do the same thing to us. Except we had to play our land, so we have to discard. But we got another cryptic command out of the deal, so that's nice. Played around that pretty well. But yeah, he's just gonna go snap Kolaghan's command, make us discard, and get back Tasigur. But he can't cast a Tasigur. So we can draw another Kolaghan's command or a Snapcaster Mage and restart the chain over. Yeah. I guess getting both cryptics was nice. Card is pretty annoying over time. These matchups can get super grindy. Okay, well, we decided to kill our guy instead of getting something back. So maybe he drew Tasigur for the turn. Alright, well, it doesn't matter what he drew for the turn. Oh wait, no, we don't have a Kolaghan's command anymore. Alrighty. Alright. Let's see, I can play around. I'll just take it, I guess. Fortunate Party is just not going to cast anything until I do. So I probably should have main phase Snapcaster into Terminate. If he drew another Snapcaster, though, that's going to be pretty bad for us. Okay, well, he did not. So he drew another Tasigur or Gurmag. So we got to go snap, cryptic, counter, draw. Yeah, so luckily for us, he actually drew something to cast into the Snapcaster Mage. And so we're going to be up a card, but he has Tar Pit and we have a random, but we have a draw step as well. So suppose we could draw something good. Bolt's great. Bolt's real good. And remember the lighthouse. Oh, or we just draw perfect. Never mind. I was going to go and tell this convoluted detail about how to play around everything, but I'll just kill him because he got no cards in hand. So that was fun. Yeah, we want Dispel. Karanos. I like Fulminator Mages in this matchup a lot. Mostly because Bolt is so bad in this matchup. Bolt obviously can kill Snapcaster Mage. Mana Leaks are pretty gross. Remand is okay, but mostly it targets your own stuff. Personally, I like boarding out some number of Cryptic Command when I know they're going to have a ton of Dispels, because it's pretty unlikely your Cryptics actually get a 2-for-1, but I think it's worth having. Excuse me. It's possible we don't want like any real targets for Terminate. You know, I do run the whole board out all my guys in this matchup too on occasion and just go for the Karanos kills, since Karanos is one of the only cards that matters. But if he's also fulminatoring, it makes it pretty hard to cast Karanos, so we have to keep that in mind. I think Deprive and Remand are both fine. Click is okay, but not great. It's just an instant speed thing where you can initiate interaction on your opponent's turn. Force the action that way. We want basically everything else. We could just not board in all the Fulminator Mages. You know, it's not like we want to draw like 3 or 4 of them in the match. The reason why we have 4 in our board is for stuff like Tron. We want to draw lands. I'm going to cut a Cryptic Command again. I did this earlier. I'm not sure if it's correct, but I do know that after board, when your opponents just have a ton of Dispels, it's much worse. So, alright, give me 1 second to fix. I figured out how to fix the the card viewer. It's kind of annoying that it makes me have to click it again, but Yeah, this hand's great. We're going to keep this. Lots of lands. Our best win condition. Probably our best counterspell. And we drew probably the best card in the matchup. So I don't think we need to... Well, I guess there's no reason not to just go ahead and Serum Visions to make sure we can hold up mana for the next few turns. Get some Scrown. Drew a Tasker. That's nice. Well, we want both these cards in no particular order other than maybe the remand next turn, but probably not. And just in case, we're going to play the Sulphur Falls instead of the Watery Grave. Next turn we'll play... maybe play the Sulphur Falls again. Not sure yet. Might play the Watery Grave. Playing the Watery Grave so I can potentially go remand Dispel if we have a fight over something. Like if he goes Thought Scour into Tassiger, I want to be able to remand it, and then if he counters, I want to counter back. Next turn, we'll likely play the Loot House. But I'm content just hitting land drops for now. If we get to a point, well, yeah, I don't think we want to fight over that. Remand can have a lot of value at different points that it's much less imperative that you cycle it in this matchup, especially when I already have 2 more land drops and a Loot House to hit. Alright, Thought Scour is pretty good here. So we can Thought Scour, remand, and Dispel. And we could do that even if we play Loot House, so play that. See what he wants to do. Bunch of nothing. Okay. Going to Lighthouse over Thought Scour. Then next turn I can Thought Scour and Lighthouse. Kind of want the land drop. Kind of want to discard Tassiger. Guess we'll discard Tassiger. We can always get it back, and it's not really a big deal at the moment. I'm really hoping he does something. We may actually try to initiate on his turn with just Kolaghan's Command to make him discard and then get back Tassiger, and if he fights over it, we can play Keranos with Dispel next turn. I think I'm just going to Thought Scour though. I think I'm trying to be patient here. Alright. I think we want the Watery Grave, so we'll discard the island. Yeah, so I think we're going to try to initiate on his turn, make him discard, get back Tassiger, and we can likely win the counter battle since we have Remand and Dispel. And even if we don't, then we might get to untap and land a Keranos. And depending on how he counters the Kolaghan's Command, we may just let that happen. Bring back Tassiger, make you discard. Could just Dispel. Alright, we'll try to remand our Kolaghan's Command to get around his Dispel, and that way he can't Snapcaster Dispel right now, which is nice. Alright, all that is perfectly okay. Now he had 2 1-mana counter spells here, so and he can't Cryptic plus something, so we can actually go Keranos Dispel I think this should resolve. I don't think there's a reason to play the Watery Grave untapped. If he just goes for Cryptic, we dispel, play the Watery Grave tapped. Mana Leak. Alright, well I guess he could have Mana Leak or Snap Dispel. Did not expect him to keep in Mana Leak. And it resolved! Hooray! Man, that's gas. Yeah, initiating stuff on your opponent's turn is really tough for them to figure out what to do, but yeah, it looks like he's just going to cast his own anyway. But since we got ours first, we can actually go bounce his draw card if we want to. Ooh, and he's playing a big guy. I think another card in his hand is likely Lightning Bolt if he's just going to delve his entire graveyard here, other than what, Dispel? Yeah, that's probably good. Funny thing here is I don't actually mind hitting a land or a spell. I think I would rather hit a land, or I'd rather hit a spell. That way I can do 3 to this and then kill it and get back my Tasigur. Alright, that's great. Yeah, so kill that. And so I can Serum Visions and play Tasigur, or I can just Cryptic bounces Karanos. That forces him to tap out again next turn. He's able to leave up 3 mana though. I think I'm going to play Angler over Tasigur so we can potentially play it with Counterspell backup. Alright, we're going to leave both these cards on top, draw the Snapcaster next turn. Play Tasigur, and we're going to scry... Oh wait, no. I want to play Angler. And again, we're having the tension point between Tasigur and Snapcaster Mage. But I think here we don't care which spell we get back. If we get a spell, that's great. Alright, well he has a Snapcaster in hand. We'd much rather counter that with the Spell Snare. So we'll just let the Terminate resolve, play Tasigur, he'll go for Snapcaster, and we'll counter it. And then we'll have Snapcaster Mage in hand. Dolmen for 3. I guess we could also just Cryptic draw, counter draw. Huh. This is gonna be a good turn. Alright, so we have 6 cards in the yard, so we dealt 5. So we just want to leave Kolaghan's Command, I guess. He's going to play Snapcaster, we're going to Spell Snare and probably activate. Although we may go Spell Snare and then bounce draw Karanos. Although we know the top card is just Thought Scour. Ooh, we drew Cryptic Command. That's pretty good. Still loses to Spell Snare Cryptic though. But we can't really cast anything. Alright, so it looks like he's going to go for Upkeep, play Snap, go for Terminate, we'll Spell Snare, he'll Cryptic, we'll Cryptic, draw. We might even go counter bounce Karanos. Although, I don't think that's important here, since Karanos by himself doesn't kill Tasigur. He'll need to draw a bolt or something off of it. Yeah, he's trying to bounce ours. We'll just counter draw. Now, we may miss on the 3 damage from Karanos, which could end up mattering. but I think it's important to keep velocity. Holy crap. Oh, the first card I draw on every turn. Okay, so it still does the 3 damage. That's great. Okay. So he doesn't trigger during draw stuff. It's just the first card you draw every turn. That's not something that I thought happened. That's kind of cool. Alright, I'm gonna Thought Scour, main phase. Main phase. I think we're okay hitting a land drop here since we have so much stuff. I need your Mana Leak, so he's basically dead. That's why we don't leave Mana Leak in the deck after game 1. We are at a pretty low life total, so we don't want to go to 6. 6 is the magic number. What do we hit? What do we hit? Swamp. Alright, we get to draw a free roll. Put him to 4. I guess have another black couldn't hurt. So we can snap Kolaghan's Command. Pay for Mana Leak. So we will guess there's no reason to get back Keranos. We can get back Fulminator and make him discard a card. Or it can deal 2 damage to him. If we make him discard a card, he's just gonna Mana Leak, but yeah, I'm just gonna deal 2 damage to him. That way my Keranos is lethal. Keranos is lethal next turn. If we don't have to play the Fulminator if we don't want to. Oh, no, yeah, we're not making him discard, so. Alright. No reason to get back another Keranos, as the only way they have to get off the table is to bounce it, so. Alright, Snapcaster, Cryptic. So, he'll likely... Huh, okay. Let's figure out what he's gonna do. I suppose he has to snap Cryptic, bounce Keranos. That seems like the optimal line. And kill Snapcaster Mage. Though he may target me and just go upkeep, tap your guys, bounce Keranos, but that's super dangerous for him. Since that just loses to Snap Cryptic and I can still pay for Mana Leak. Yeah, so I think he actually has to... I mean, I guess he can just tap bounce, but he can also chump block bounce. Or, yeah, snap, Cryptic, bounce, draw, and chump block. Hopefully, hoping to draw something else. I guess maybe I should just play my Fulminator into his Mana Leak. I guess we activate here, and we just get back a random thing, but all of our things are pretty decent. Even if it's just like Spell Snare. I milled over 2 Dispels, those would have been sweet to draw. Yeah, he'll probably give us Thought Scour as opposed to a real card. Oh wow, no, he's just... Yeah, I didn't even think about that, so yeah, he's just hoping he doesn't die to Keranos. Alright. Yeah. Alright, you did. Keranos advantage. Alright, well, that is the 3rd match with Grixis. We'll be back for the 4th match in just a few.